All right, Steve-O, bad boy.
I already did mine.
Give what?
Oh, I didn't.
No, you didn't.
I did. I did yesterday, mixed up with
Were
today.
you talking to a ghost the whole time?
Yes.
Yeah.
it was.
What other podcast are you a part of? I know you want this to be your dream job, man, but you can't be.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, mine's gonna be about. Do you believe in the paranormal?
Like ghosts.
That's a Hello Kitty.
Yes.
Okay. That's not a ghost.
So you're haunted by Hello Kitty.
So what kind of like ghosts are we talking
Paranormal,
about?
anything like demons, ghosts, spirits, anything that you think you believe in.
Heaven, hell, like what are we?
I don't want to go into that perspective.
All right.
So
It's gonna kind of play into that, though.
Yeah,
You
it will
realize
play
that,
into
right?
that.
'Cause-
Yeah, you're right. I guess, yeah, heaven and hell. Well, I guess we'll go with that then. Because, yeah, it's going to basically be on your beliefs.
Well, it's gonna be kind of,
Let's go to the shaman Rocco.
the shaman rock magic.
I will say that I am not the most religious person.
Yeah.
And I know my mom will just like frown on that. Yeah. But I'm not, and I'm more towards this area of science, and I love the term possibilian, where you believe in anything unless it's proven to be false, right?
Yeah.
So whatever, I keep an open mind, but I do have this weird, and maybe it was the Amityville horror kind of thing that kind of like shook me up or whatever, and like I don't know, there's something about ghosts and spirits that I can't help but be moved by, whether I'm scared or wondering or like just thinking that sure that could totally be like a spirit that happened. Like I do believe that there are ghosts and their spirits. That might sound crazy, but I just kind of do. I don't know. Like I feel like there is just another plane of existence. That exists, and like we don't really know too much about. Like, but I feel like we can feel it a lot of the times. There has been times like my grandma had passed away back when I was like 9. And was that a ghost?
Yeah.
She had like passed away, and they say there's like this time frame of when a loved one passes away between like a day and like 3 days where they'll visit you before they go on to heaven, hell, or the afterlife, wherever they're going to do. So they have this like window of opportunity to say goodbye, and it was in that window after her funeral that like my mom was cleaning the living room, and my dog Marla, who follows her everywhere, was like stuck in her like where she was sitting, and just one leg up and like looking at this chair and barking at it, and just barking at it. And my mom was like, Clay, and I was like, what? And I ran over, and she was just barking at this chair, and it was like, holy crap, did she sense something? Like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
is that my grandma saying, okay, I'm here, I'm just gonna see you guys one more time, goodbye, I'll see you later? Like, it's just freaky, and I've heard so many like things about it. I know like a lot of it's like exaggerated, or like there are plausible reasons why certain things happen. It can seem like a ghost or whatever, but like I don't know, like there's just some. Do you get a vibe like that exists?
Well, you know what's crazy is that I kind of have. I'm not that religious. I would say my points of view are very close to yours, Clay. My grandmother was an astrologist, and she always told me there's always different levels of learning, and when you pass, you go on to the next level, and it was like this crazy like way of thinking, which I always thought was pretty neat and stuff. But it's hard to say if I say I think there is or isn't. But my step grandfather passed away at my parents' house because they used to live in there. So they always said that our house was haunted by him, and like you could feel him start to lay in a bed next to you, and like some weird stuff like that. Yeah. I was like, well, that's a little creepy, Grandpa.
Yeah, get out of my bed, Grandpa.
Would you say that's more of like a spirit or ghost? Is that people
I
have
would say
different
more
points of
like a
views,
spirit. Yeah.
Spirits are like nicer, ghosts are more like something bad happened to them. That's why they're staying around for a little bit, and then they have like demons, demonic possessions, and stuff like that. So,
right.
I don't know. Where you're putting that.
It's
Ghosts
like I
and
said,
spirits are just the same to me.
I would have to actually see it for myself to believe it. That's how I always am, But I'll tell you this: if I go by a creepy like room or something like that, that's all dark. Yes, I will walk past that really quick.
You ever feel like something's on the back of your neck?
But why will you? Is that because you believe that there is some type of ghost thing possibly being inside? I mean, inside, or is it just you're afraid of the dark?
It could be like I wonder that like is that like a caveman like
Don't go
thought
there.
that we have that's
No,
just
go there.
ingrained in our
No, go
in
there.
our
Dark
DNA. Yeah, like no dark cave. Fire bad. You know, fire's bad. We don't go near fire. And like maybe like a dark area is very dangerous because we don't know like our ancestors would go in caves and be bears, and so it just was like this like
Never come back out again.
yeah,
Here's a
defense
big roar.
mechanism about being afraid. I don't
Yeah.
know.
So you would say that you believe in that then, or both of you?
I don't know. Like that's the thing is that I would say I honestly I don't. I don't believe in ghosts.
Yeah.
I would.
What about you, Clay? Sorry, I didn't.
I can't. I have to say yes because I react to it too much and I think about it too much. Like I have to say there's definitely a large part of me that believes in it.
Yeah.
But I also have a very like nah, probably not. Like when we die, and that's it. We're just like you don't see frogs or dogs walking around in like their afterlife. Like
Yeah.
that would be weird. Like
I love
why
that
are we
movie
so
where
special? Like
dad
that doesn't
did
make
do
sense.
that. He turned into
Like-
a Labrador and went back to his family. I was like, I love that movie. I forget
Oh,
what
what
it
was that? I remember that movie.
Yeah, he
Yeah, like
died.
something-
Became a Labrador in reincarnation.
I was gonna say, Clay, if something like that started, like weird stuff started happening in your house and everything, would you move?
Yeah, I mean it depends.
Like even
Like-
like little stuff like oh, that wasn't there before.
Yeah.
Oh, did you just open the refrigerator?
Yeah, like or if I come in and like all the like it depends if it's there to like really hurt me or like manipulate me, I'm like hell no. But if it's like Bob, stop it, I'm having a podcast over here,
Yeah.
right? And he's like okay, whatever, and I'm like I leave him out
just starts
cookies.
floating towards you.
Well, I can't see him is what I'm thinking, and like he's just kind of like a roommate, and I'm like, and actually, come to think of it, I probably would move because. My wife and I and a kid, like that's just what you don't need to be spying us, Bob. I don't know what you're looking at, like, but like,
I love that. The
Wife's
ghost
in the
is
shower.
yeah. I'd be like, dude, Bob, get out of here. You know, but like if he's leaving me messages in like the steamed mirror, be like, hey, dude, great podcast. Be like, oh man, Bob, you're awesome. You know what I mean? I don't know. I wouldn't care.
I subscribed.
Yeah. It
No, so
goes
I would
to-
say for me personally, I think that they would exist. I mean, have I gone through any kind of experience that I would say, oh yeah, for sure? Like, no, I haven't had anything like that. But I've definitely felt what, you know, how you're sitting there wherever it could be, and you'll feel like a presence watching you, and you'll look and you'll, oh, it's that person. You kind of make eye contact real quick, but you had felt that presence before that like intuition. I've had that before several times in places like in Savannah where we went to college, and it's supposed to be extremely,
second most haunted city in America.
It's supposed to be extremely haunted. You know, I've had several occasions of where I felt that same intuitive feel of something's watching me, and I'm like, oh, I'm all by myself. What the hell is that? So I've gotten creeped out before. I have never seen anything like move, disappear. I would still think that they exist, you know, although I don't know how or like, you know, what causes that to happen, you know, is there like this thing where, you know, some people kind of go off and do their own thing and then some are just like stuck and they become the ghosts, and some are bad, some are not. Like, I don't know. I would say they exist though.
How do you explain stigmatas, right? Like, or like possession. Like, there's been documented possession about.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. It's like, oh, okay, maybe they're just like faking or whatever. But like, there's also been documents where they like have spoke in tongues that are ancient.
Yeah.
Like, how would these people know?
That's what
How
I'm,
to speak
I
that
don't-
Yeah,
language.
I'm at a point though. Like if I haven't really seen it though, like if I'm not there for real, like
Sure.
you know, like if I saw something like that, like Exorcist, like where that freaking girl's spitting out shit and like speaking in different like languages and tongues and stuff, I would be like, dude, I gotta get the fuck off. I'd be like, I gotta get off Earth. Like, this is crazy right now.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, like what you were saying.
That would be some scary shit though, actually seeing somebody go through something like
dude,
that.
like-
Like,
Yeah.
I'd be terrified. I'd be like, oh,
Oh, yeah.
this shit is for real, and they can just jump in you anytime they want, just mess things up. Dude, look at the way. Oh man, look at her back.
We gotta go now.
He's like that shit's real right there.
Yeah, man. I'm not about that. But like, I don't know how you explain that. Like, how? Like,
No.
I know that like I read things in the Bible about like religion where it's like, oh, well, they heard blah. Blah. Well, I was like, okay, they might have heard some stuff, but we also know a lot more about schizophrenia and bipolarism these days, and like,
Right.
you know, multiple personality disorder. Like, there's a chance that this person thought they were hearing God, but really they're just hearing voices that are kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know how you get a disease where it allows you to speak another language.
Yeah.
Right. And they start doing the tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe
don't know how that
maybe like
happens.
some mother put like a little headset on them while they're sleeping, and then like they learned the language through that.
Maybe, and like if they were just speaking tongues in a different language that we didn't understand, well, I can do that too.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, cool, like you made up a language, but like apparently
good.
it's a yeah.
You too.
Apparently it is a language. So I don't know. Like I have to say yes, and like both to good and evil and harmful spirits.
So wouldn't that be kind of creepy though? I mean, thinking about that, like, so where is it they exist and where can they be? Like, can they only be where they died and you got now 200-yard radius from that?
Well,
Or-
you watch shows, right, where it's almost like they're on their own realm, their own plane. So like they
Yeah.
kind of phase in and out, like in purgatory. Like they have their own like almost hell-like world, and like they can phase into ours and like manipulate things for so long, and then they go back, or they're phasing back and forth. Maybe they don't have control, but
This is crazy.
Yeah,
That is so
well,
wild.
yeah.
That's crazy. But the thing I was thinking, I was like, going back to what Rocco said. Well, you know how you're saying you feel like someone's watching you. Well, they say that you know how like you're sitting there all of a sudden you're like, oh, I thought I saw something. That
Oh, yeah.
technically is supposed to be a ghost. Like you really did see something. Something was there.
Yeah.
But like most people say it's something other, but no, something was really there. And what I was gonna say is I actually kind of believe in it too, but it's a little different route. Like I would say it's energy. You know what I mean? Like.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you got like a spot where something really bad happened and everything, and a lot of bad energy, people died, you know what I mean, like that, like
Right.
people murdered, you know, like certain. That's what I say, like Savannah, you know, haunted houses, like stuff bad's happened there, like certain.
Civil War kind of situations, a lot of death.
Just a lot of death, a lot of people hanging around, a lot of bad, you know, just bad energy just sitting there. Like if
Bad
we're all
juju.
made up of energy and everything like that, and you know, if it's got to go somewhere or it's got to stay somewhere. You know what I mean? So it's constant. Like so, if you have all that, like, so of course you're gonna feel something. You know, you like that, and if you know, you might end up seeing something. So apparently, some people are more, I guess, susceptible to be able to see stuff and everything like that. Like
Yeah.
I've watched shows where people are like, "Oh yeah, yeah, so and so, yeah, your mother's here to talk to you. Oh, she says, yeah, nice hair. Yeah, this is great." You know, I don't.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe in
I
that.
don't believe
Yeah,
I've seen like that one crazy lady.
All right, so here you guys go.
Miss Cleo.
Okay,
she's doing great. She's
we
doing
all, we all said it's like we got to see it to believe it thing, right? And here's
Yeah.
where I think a little bit outside the box that that's not always the case, because I believe in Wi-Fi, but do you guys see Wi-Fi even though it's floating all around us all the
Right.
time?
Yeah, but come on, man. We created that. Like those are.
okay. So it exists. It's all around, right? And
So is air.
but we don't see these things, right?
Come on,
So if
we
you're talking
feel
about
it, though.
ghosts, no, we don't feel radio
don't feel
waves
air?
or Wi-Fi. No, I'm talking about radio waves and Wi-Fi.
Okay,
and
but we
all-
created Wi-Fi.
I'm not talking about air. Okay. Yeah, we created Wi-Fi, so we know those things exist. I'm just saying, though, we still don't see them. So if we were somebody that was ignorant to the knowledge that you created Wi-Fi, that's magic, you know? Just the same way as we are ignorant to the idea of what happens after death. None of us have died or know what happens after. And nobody that...
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, true, as far as I know. Yeah. But, you know, so we don't kind of know what happens there. You were talking about things live on a different realm, different plane. Like, Wi-Fi still exists all around us, and so does the radio waves. We don't really see it. It's still real. It's still there. You know, I kind of get that idea of the energy thing, like you were saying, Steve. You know, it's... You can't create energy sort of thing. You can't demolish it either, you know, so
Right.
Where's it go? What happens to it? You know, does it just kind of hang around a certain area? Does it dissipate and become something else entirely? Good questions, you know, but there's one thing I wanted to bring up. Sorry. One thing I was going to say real quick is there's some really, really, really credible evidence too as well in reincarnations with people that, you know, say, I got killed with an axe in my head over there, buried, and here's the axe. And they've, you know, got a birthmark in their current life, go and find the body, and are able to recover the weapon too as well, which is like, how the hell would you have known any of that?
That's crazy.
Same with the relationships and families too. So this kind of says like, you know, well, there's some really credible evidence when it comes to reincarnations too. Maybe there possibly is some existence after life, and maybe that would be an explanation for the paranormal, I guess, and why people kind of feel like there might be a presence hanging around us. What if they are?
Yeah.
There's like
You know,
5 other people
and they're
on
just
this
entering
podcast.
into a body, and when a body comes around, they're like, oh, that one's got a baby. Woo!
Oh, jeez.
Hey, so
Well,
I got a quick story to tell you guys. So my sister and I, we were I don't know 13, and she was probably 11. We were outside with little shovels, like digging in our backyard, just kind of doing some stuff. And we went up to the tree, and we found like this statue, and it was like this, not a big one, but it was like, you know, a decent size. And we thought we found a treasure, and we were like, oh my god! And we like ran it inside to our mom. We're like, hey, look what we found in the backyard. It could be like something ancient or this and that. And my mom's like, no, your grandma buried that back by the tree to keep away the spirits.
Oh gosh.
I was like, oh, that sucks.
You better put that back. You better put that back.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
you
did.
better put
We
that
did.
back. Don't fuck with that voodoo shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rocker, you were mentioning like, okay, like reincarnation and like being able to know where the act, that stuff's crazy. But my head immediately goes to, okay, what are the scientific reasons for that? I have no clue, but maybe it's something where Steve was talking about, where the energy or something, like, I don't know,
I don't
man.
know.
That is nuts. That is really
And you know what's
crazy.
happening too in those ones that they're doing research on too is that those cultures are more accepting of the idea of reincarnation too. So they're not going to just immediately shut that down in your beliefs. Because one thing for me is I believe that your beliefs kind of create your reality. So if they shut that down immediately and you're like, there's nothing reincarnation at all, then it will completely close you off to if there was tapping into any of that. I feel. Now, I feel that these cultures that are accepting of it, not that they're like, oh, you are reincarnated and you're this person or that, they're not doing that. They're just saying it's a reality and that's it and leaving it at that. So it allows it to be in a belief for a child that there's a possibility and maybe somehow allows that connection to have. Maybe an energy, just energy. Maybe that's all it is at the end of the day. Maybe that's what a spirit is. I don't really know how it all works and I'm not going to claim to know. But
What if it's like interstellar, like where there's just another dimension that you go and like you
like,
know what I mean? Where he's the fourth dimension. He's like letting her know about certain things.
who knows? I mean, how
communicating,
Yeah,
like-
exactly. Like when he was doing, he was pushing the little things out.
Yeah,
the book
yeah.
out,
Like, what if that's what it was? And we think like that's the thing. Like, I think it's fascinating because we put labels and ideas to it.
Yeah.
But we're really just we're generally pretty damn ignorant until like
Yeah.
years go by and we're like, oh man, we thought it was reincarnation, but really the guy was just in the fourth dimension. Everyone.
Yeah.
What dummies?
Yeah, well,
Am I right?
That's
Yeah, it's
regard
like-
to-
Yeah. But like we just can't comprehend that because our
Yeah.
science isn't there yet. You know what I mean?
Right.
We just don't have the experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like people like Indians when they first saw boats, they thought they were like clouds. You know, until
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
people.
No, but they
they'd never
genuinely
seen a boat.
thought. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
they
never seen a
they
boat before.
they had never understood the concept of a huge boat like that, like a huge sailing boat. So for them, it wasn't even really comprehensible. So it wasn't even really visible. It was like, okay, we got cloud kind of thing. We're noticing ripples in the ground. What's going on? Stare at it for a good second. You start to try to figure out what's happening here. Let me try to understand it just the same as possibly like a ghost, right? Maybe that's how you track them down. Like you
Boom.
start to figure out where stuff's starting to happen. You just kind of pay attention, give it a lot of attention, keep focus on it instead of running away. Like
Oh my god.
most of us probably do. And maybe something will appear for you.
No, Rocco, you call the Ghostbusters and they take care of that.
I would definitely, I'm not going to mess around with something that I
So-
can't even really see.
Dan Aykroyd, yeah, I got a
Yeah.
job.
Like,
So
I got a
basically,
job.
all of us believe in it because, like, honestly, I really don't. But the thing is I wouldn't go into a haunted house. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
I would.
The thing
but
is-
Like if they were like
Absolutely.
5 people have died here, and if you want to own this house, you have to stay overnight, and nobody has bought it yet.
No, why
I
would
would
I
do
want to own it?
What about the
I
house
would
down the
do it.
road?
Because it's like cheap. It's cheap as hell.
No, you know what I wouldn't do though? Is the
You'd have
house
to
on
give
the
me
haunted
money.
hill. Like
Hell
that kind
no.
of scenario. You got to now go into this old like hospital, mental hospital where we
Dude.
tortured people. I'd be like, no,
Yeah.
game over.
No.
Wait, if we were all in the same town, and I was like, yo guys, there is a abandoned
If
psych
you guys are
ward.
with me, I'd go. Yeah.
Yeah, you would go? Because like that stuff, like I don't know what it is. I
It's like-
like that adrenaline rush would be awesome to
Yeah,
just
I
kind of
know
sneak
you'd
in
all
there
be in the same boat with me. I know one of you guys wouldn't be like fucking with me or something because I'd fuck with you guys hardcore. There'd be like,
Oh, God.
you would
No, I would
probably
never
be
do
like,
that.
all right,
I would only do
you
it
look
if I had
that
a
way. You look
GoPro.
that way. You look that way. Like, would you sleep though? Like, I wouldn't sleep. I don't
Yeah,
know.
we'd have to sleep there. That was part of it.
Oh my god, dude!
Oh.
I wouldn't know. That would be like, I think that's like that. That's that pushing it over the line for me when it comes to that scary shit. It's
Oh
like,
come on! All
do
right,
I
what
have
if?
to if I have to sleep there? If I gotta
What if-
close
what
my
if-
eyes and like try to be okay with that.
What if it's like $100 is on the line?
Dude, it would have to be like that whole hospital is just like on the line.
The thing
I own
is,
that
so-
property and I could sell it later if I wanted to.
Yeah.
thing
Really?
is
I
like
would totally
say,
not do that.
say people like told us about the place, right? They said, hey, you know, we'll give you $100 if you sleep at this house. Okay, let's do that. But then they change it up and they say, okay, well, this, you know, 4 people were murdered in this house. They say that a guy keeps going in this room and in this room, and like you see him like around 12 o'clock midnight and everything like that. Now, would it be the same, do you think, if they didn't tell you the story? Or like, you know what I mean? Like,
Meaning,
think you
meaning
make
if I
it
didn't
up?
know this, like, what would I do if I didn't hear the story, and what would I do if I did hear the story?
Depends
Right,
on the
that's what I'm
person.
saying.
Steve.
It's like-
I think it depends on the person.
Like, I'm just saying, like, say, like,
Well, I wouldn't go in alone. If you guys were with me, we would all be in the same sleeping
No,
bag,
don't.
and you wouldn't ever be able to leave.
I'm at
Like, if I had to go to the bathroom, like, Steve, Rocco, Ian, let's go.
I'm,
So-
I'm
I have to
glad
go
we
to
at
the
least
bathroom.
all agree that none of us would do it unless everybody was involved, man. It's,
Okay. I
you were
got a
scared.
good
No, you
story.
were scared.
no, you
Yeah.
were scared, bro.
Yeah,
You shit
yeah.
your pants.
Yeah, man, that would be awesome. We should do that.
My,
I want to do that.
in
I want
high
to put. I
school-
want to put a milestone. If we get up to like $200
Oh,
a month
God.
on Patreon, we will all go in and film
Yes.
film
Yes, and we'll film it.
sleeping at a haunted insane asylum.
No, I
Dude,
would
that
not
would
do
be
that
a
for
great
200
story.
bucks.
We'll figure out the price point, but
You
I
will
want to do
now.
this.
I gotta
This-
sleep there.
This could be a Halloween special we do for a
Oh my
special.
god,
Oh.
man, that would
We
be
can
awesome.
do. We can film it. But we'll film the highlights. Like, we'll film everything, but we'll only we'll put the highlights together. But we'll also do a podcast there that night at the place.
I'm already
Live
scared.
with-
How scary!
I'm already
like-
scared.
I'm getting like,
Right,
I'm getting,
like-
like antsy about it already.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Dude, that would be awesome.
That would be awesome.